Ο Τζον Κρίστη, καθηγητής ατμοσφαιρικής επιστήμης, βρέθηκε στο Ηράκλειο καλεσμένος του Ενιδρίου Κρήτης, στο πλαίσιο της έκθεσης για την κλιματική αλλαγή που διαρκεί από τον Απρίλιο μέχρι το τέλος Σεπτεμβρίου στο Διεθνές Εκθεσιακό Κέντρο στις Γούρνες. Ο Κρίστη είναι ένας από τους λίγους επιστήμονες που διαφωνούν με την καθιερωμένη άποψη ότι οι εκπομπές των βιομηχανικών αερίων, κυρίως του διοξιδίου του άνθρακα, ευθύνονται για την αύξηση της θερμοκρασίας του πλανήτη. Διαφωνεί ριζικά με τα περισσότερα από όσα παρουσιάζονται στην ίδια την έκθεση, την οποία επισκέφθηκε, και διατύπωσε τις θέσεις του σε μια αναλυτική παρουσίαση στο πλαίσιο των παράλληλων εκδηλώσεων. Βασικό επιχείρημά του είναι πως με βάση τις μετρήσεις και τις μελέτες που κάνει η ομάδα του, η θερμοκρασία στον πλανήτη αυξομειώνεται κατά περιόδους, χωρίς όμως να επηρεάζεται από την εκπομπή του διοξιδίου του άνθρακα και άρα από τη βιομηχανική παραγωγή. Ο Κρίστη κάνει λόγο για οικονομικά συμφέροντα που κρύβονται πίσω από την προώθηση της ιδέας της κλιματικής αλλαγής και μιλά ξεκάθαρα για επιχειρήσεις ανανεώσιμων πηγών ενέργειας που επιβάλλουν νόμους που χρηματοδοτούνται από τις κυβερνήσεις και που τελικά κερδίζουν παράγοντας ακριβή ενέργεια για τους πολίτες. Κύριε Κρίστη, η άποψή σας δεν είναι ιδιαίτερα δημοφιλής στην επιστημονική κοινότητα και μάλλον θα την χαρακτήριζαν κάποιοι αιρετικοί σχετικά με τις επιπτώσεις που δεν έχει, όπως λέτε, το διοξείδιο του άνθρακα στην κλιματική αλλαγή.
The view I have on climate change from carbon dioxide effect is taken basically from observations that we've been able to generate. So by looking at these observations, we can test people's claims about climate change. And what we found is that the climate is not changing as remarkably or dramatically or dangerously as people have been promoting that idea. When someone thinks about carbon dioxide, they should think, first of all, it is plant food. It used to be in concentrations 5 and 10 times what it is now. So the world has had much more carbon dioxide in the past, and that's when life developed, actually. So carbon dioxide, first of all, is plant food. Secondly, it represents energy. And energy is really that which makes life possible in the modern world. Without energy, life is brutal and short. And I lived in Africa, and I know this to be the case. So carbon dioxide also represents longer life. It represents advanced health care. It represents transportation. It represents landscapes that are not taken away or deforested because people burn wood, which is a terrible source of energy. So there are many positive things about carbon dioxide, and the one question left, it's not a pollutant, it's not toxic, so it's not poison at all. We breathe it out every day. So the question is, will more carbon dioxide affect the climate? And our work shows, yes, it will affect the climate, but not in a way that's very dramatic.
Επομένως λέτε ότι είναι λάθος το γεγονός ότι το διοξείδιο του άνθρακα εγκλωβίζει θερμότητα και αυτό επηρεάζει την θερμοκρασία της γης.
Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, so it will warm the planet. We don't think much. The issue comes about what happens with the rest of the planet. If you add carbon dioxide and heat it a little, do other things happen that make the temperature go up even more? And we've not found those issues, whereas other people claim that's the case, that there's carbon dioxide warming plus other things that will happen to make it warm even more.
Πάντως οι εκτιμήσεις για τις επιπτώσεις του διοξιδίου του άνθρακα αποτελούν βασική θέση του IPCC, του Διακυβερνητικού Πάνελ για την Κλιματική Αλλαγή, ενός οργάνου στην ηγεσία του οποίου βρέθηκε και ο ίδιος ο Τζον Κρίστη.
Well, I have been a lead author of the IPCC is what it's called. There were about 140 of us, I think. Yes, I happen to disagree with the conclusions of the IPCC. I think they go too far in trying to show a dangerous climate change effect. Now, we both agree carbon dioxide is increasing. Carbon dioxide does warm the atmosphere. It is a greenhouse gas. Disagreement is in how much. And our evidence, and we're talking about real observations here, our evidence shows not much is the effect.
Υπάρχει κάποιος που κερδίζει από αυτή την παρεξήγηση ή από αυτή την λάθος οπτική των πραγμάτων?
It's a very difficult question to know what motivates people and why do they want to show a dramatic impact on the climate from carbon dioxide. Some corporations and companies can make money off of this. If they sell solar panels or wind turbines, those aren't practical for the average person to buy and use. They're too expensive. And so if you can use taxpayer money to make the price more easily accessible, then you can sell solar panels and make money.
Παρ' όλα αυτά βλέπουμε κυβερνήσεις, οικολογικές οργανώσεις, ακόμα και τα media να προβάλλουν την αντίθετη άποψη από τη δική σας.
Other people have the idea that it just sounds right to think of humans as bad for the earth. And so anything humans do comes up with a problem for the earth system. So you would say extra CO2 must be causing bad things to happen. Now we don't find the evidence of that, but it's a very comforting thought. It's an easy answer to say, I don't have to think about how complicated the system is. Carbon dioxide must be the cause of this change. And that's just not the way science should work.
Ποια ακριβώς είναι η πολιτική που θέλουν να επιβάλλουν οι εταιρείες που παράγουν συστήματα ανανεώσιμων πηγών ενέργειας?
The economic system is also a very complicated system. And so companies who want to make more money, which is their role, I mean that's what people buy their stocks for, will find all kinds of ways to make money. One is to have laws passed that force people to buy their product. Now, if you have to buy someone's product, that's a great law for you if you're that company. And so if laws are passed that you must buy solar power, you must buy wind power, and so on, then the people will have to do that and pay you for that product. The problem there is that the average person will then pay much more for his energy, and I don't think the average person would want that to happen.
Η τακτική της υποχρεωτικής αγοράς ενέργειας σε ό,τι αφορά την Ελλάδα θυμίζει αρκετά το ειδικό τέλος για τις ανανεώσιμες πηγές που εδώ και χρόνια έχει ενσωματωθεί στους λογαριασμούς της ΔΕΗ και μάλιστα το τελευταίο διάστημα συνεχώς αυξάνεται. Ωστόσο υπάρχουν μεγάλα οικονομικά συμφέροντα και στην απέναντι πλευρά και κάποιος θα μπορούσε να είναι καχύποπτος ακόμα και σε επιστήμονες όπως εσείς, λέγοντας ότι ίσως να λαμβάνετε και χρηματοδοτήσεις από εταιρείες που παράγουν ενέργεια ή προϊόντα με τη χρήση λιθάνθρακα ή πετρελαίου και άρα παράγουν και διοξιδίου του άνθρακα στην ατμόσφαιρα.
Okay, that's a very good question because I have not taken money from any industry. I am just a scientist who wants this evidence to be made known. On the other side, think of the scientists who have tremendous amounts of government money to be funded to do things about climate change and to promote climate change. And in my country and in many other countries, this is exactly the case, that government funding is going to promote those scientists who have a dangerous view of climate change. Whereas scientists like me have great difficulty in finding funding for our type of research. Yes, these results, nearly everything I showed has been in publications, peer-reviewed publications, presented in Congress and in court, cross-examined. So we're pretty confident that these results will stand.
Ειδικά για την Κρήτη που υπάρχει μεγάλο αιωλικό δυναμικό και μεγάλες περίοδοι ηλιοφάνειας, υπάρχει μια πολύ μεγάλη συζήτηση σχετικά με την εγκατάσταση βιομηχανικών ανανεώσιμων πηγών ενέργειας. Θεωρείτε ότι η αντιπαράθεση επιστημονική σε σχέση με την κλιματική αλλαγή έχει να κάνει κάτι με την συζήτηση αυτή που έχει ανοίξει στο νησί?
Usually companies will want solar and wind and they use the climate change issue to motivate it. They know they cannot sell their product to you and me because it costs too much. So they need taxpayer dollars that you and I pay already, so they take our money a different way. Now in Crete, you are right. There are places with wind, lots of sun. Do the calculation. Is it economically sustainable to pay the full cost of solar and wind and get the power out that matches power from other sources? And I think when you do that calculation, you will find it does not work. It can only work if taxpayer money is used to subsidize it, which is your money already that you're paying.
Ο Τζον Κρίστη μας καλεί να κάνουμε τους υπολογισμούς. Πόση έκταση χρειάζεται να δαπανίσεις για να παράγεις το ίδιο ρεύμα με τα συμβατικά εργοστάσια, χωρίς μάλιστα να μπορείς να απαλλαγείς ποτέ οριστικά από αυτά?
One of the real problems of solar and wind is the fact it takes up so much land. And then you have to have transmission lines between all of those producers. I happen to think windmills and solar panels are not beautiful. I would rather see trees and grassland and natural settings. So to me, seeing solar panels and windmills disturbs the environment just from looking at it. And then it also changes the character of the surface to have all that equipment. But it really does boil down to do the mathematics. How much does it really cost? And how much do you really get in terms of power? And let the people decide if they want to pay extra or not.
Εδώ στην Κρήτη υπάρχουν 3 εργοστάσια που παράγουν ηλεκτρική ενέργεια καίγοντας πετρέλαιο. Θα σας έλεγα ότι για τους Κρητικούς είναι μάλλον ένα όνειρο να κλείσουν τα εργοστάσια αυτά και να έχουμε παραγωγή ενέργειας από ανανεώσιμες πηγές. Θα ήταν για σας ένας στόχος θεμιτός αυτός?
Right now, carbon provides evidently most of the electricity of Crete. It does so because you can afford it. Think about what happens when you go to solar and wind. You have to have backup power when the sun does not shine and when it is not windy. So already you have to have another source that's based on carbon anyway. So it is probably cheaper just to avoid the solar and wind and go to that. Now, there may be places that if you do the math, it is beneficial to use solar and wind. And so I would not want to say don't do any solar and wind, but sit down and do the mathematics, do the economics, and see what really is beneficial for the people.
Ποιο είναι το ιδανικό μείγμα? Πόση από κάθε είδους ενέργεια θα πρέπει να χρησιμοποιούμε?
Right now, the best mix is dominantly carbon. I mean, the marketplace has said carbon is the best source right now. You don't have too much water on Crete, so hydroelectric power will probably not be a big source, but that's good. In the future, there will be small nuclear plants that may be the best choice in the future. And not because they don't emit CO2, but because they will be affordable. And they take up very small land areas. You can't even see them. You can bury them in the ground and not even see them.
It is dangerous. I'm afraid of nuclear power.
Yeah, many people are afraid, but when you look at how many people have died in coal mines, in oil accidents, versus nuclear power, it's virtually none. You know, so nuclear power is actually the safest power of any of the sources. It's very expensive to start nuclear power, but very cheap after that.
Από αυτό που λέτε θα μπορούσα να υποπτευθώ ότι χρηματοδοτήσετε ενδεχομένως από κάποιο λόμπι πυρηνικής ενέργειας.
There could be, but they don't talk to me. I mean, I am a scientist. These industries like nuclear power don't. But that's a good point, is nuclear power wants global warming to be a terrible issue.
Do they want?
Oh yes, because they don't have emissions. So nuclear power wants carbon dioxide to be a bad thing. So they would be against what I would be saying.
So you think the best mix is something, a bit of 3 methods?
Yeah, I think over time what you will see is going from coal to natural gas, because natural gas has more hydrogen than carbon, so you get a lot more energy there with less carbon dioxide. Plus, there are tremendous sources of natural gas everywhere. Greece probably has a lot. And then moving to things like nuclear power, I can't predict everything, but I think you will see this progression of energy in that direction.
Είναι τελικά όλη αυτή η φιλολογία περί κλιματικής αλλαγής ένα μεγάλο και βολικό ψέμα? Η ομάδα του Κρίστη είναι σαφώς μειοψηφία στον επιστημονικό κόσμο. Επιστήμονες, φορείς, κυβερνήσεις, μέσα ενημέρωσης κρούν συνεχώς τον κόδωνα του κινδύνου για τα επερχόμενα δεινά από την αύξηση των ρήπων στην ατμόσφαιρα. Στο τέλος της συνέντευξης τον ρωτήσαμε αν βρίσκει κάτι σωστό στην έκθεση από την οποία προσκλήθηκε. Αν όλα αυτά τα εκθέματα λένε ένα μεγάλο ψέμα στους επισκέπτες του ενιδρίου.
This exhibition here is from the New York City Museum of History, and they have a particular view about climate change. That is one view. It has some very wonderful pictures and some accurate descriptions of things, but I think I disagree with some of the information here. But I would encourage people to come to this center to see what they have to say.